Hi Yashwanth, how are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah, can you please pass me your resume?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Shall we start?
Yeah.
Yashwanth, can you please tell me about yourself?
So I'm Yashwanth and I'm from Kushalnagar. I completed my BE in Mechanical Engineering from GEC Kushalnagar in the year 2023. So currently I'm pursuing my CCNA security courses from Variance.
Okay. Can you please tell me about your technical skills?
So currently, like I'm done with my CCNA and CCNP. So I'm pursuing like in CCIA I'm pursuing like WSA, ESA and normal basic ASA firewalls, and I'm currently doing Parallel and FTD.
Okay. Yashwanth, can you please tell me about your strength?
Like goal oriented person, like if I focus on something, like I will try to finish it.
Okay. Shall we move to technical round?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, technical China, he'll take your technical
Yeah.
answer. Yeah, all the best to
Thank
it.
you.
Hi Yashwanth.
Hi.
So can you tell me about that ICMP?
Yeah, like ICMP is the layer 3 protocol having protocol number 1. So it has some utilities such as ping and trace route. So we basically use ICMP to transfer the data packets from one network to another network.
And what is that ping?
So ping is the utility of ICMP. Ping is basically a command which is used to transfer the data from one network to another network.
So in that what is being sent? Echo request, echo reply?
Yeah, it sends echo request.
So how will you identify it as it is a echo request?
So based on the type, like echo request is of type 8, and for reply we have type 0. For destination host unreachable we have type 3.
Okay. So for example, when we ping, so sometimes it shows that request timeout.
Yeah.
And sometimes it shows destination host unreachable.
Yeah.
What is the differences?
Like request timeout means we don't have the route to reach for that particular destination. When we are getting destination host unreachable, it will be replied by our gateway.
Is there any use of default gateway in that?
Like for replying. So default gateway doesn't. If default gateway doesn't have the route to that particular network, it will reply with destination host unreachable.
So on a router,
Yeah.
can we have multiple default gateway?
Yeah, I think I can.
Based on
Yeah.
what?
Like based on different interfaces, like based on different networks.
Okay. What is UDP? Can you explain me the UDP headers?
So UDP header is of 8 bytes. It contains source port number, destination port number, and header length and checksum values.
What is header length?
So header length is of the total packet size it carries, including the data.
What is the MTU value?
1500 maximum.
Maximum.
Yeah.
And what is checksum?
So checksum is something that we use to check if there is any error in the packet.
How it checks that?
So it generates some hash code. It compares that hash codes.
What is the port number of FTP?
So FTP uses port number 20 and 21.
Differences between FTP and TFTP?
So FTP is a secure protocol. Like TFTP is a trivial file transfer protocol. It's a lightweight protocol which is used to transfer like small files. But in case of FTP, we can transfer large files to servers. And also it's secure.
So FTP is located where? Like FTP server will be located in different network?
Yeah, like it depends. We can have it in different server also.
What about FTP? FTP servers?
Yeah, FTP server will be might be located in different servers network.
What is the port number of TFTP?
So 69.
So we have mentioned that you have knowledge about the routing.
Yeah.
In the routing, you have written RIP.
Yeah.
And EIGRP or OSPF and BGP. Why not a static?
I forgot to add it.
So in RIP, how many versions are there?
2 versions are there. RIP version 1 and RIP version 2.
And what is the differences?
So RIP version sends a broadcast address, like RIP version 2 sends the multicast address.
Do we use RIP now?
No, currently no.
Why?
Because for every 30 seconds it will be sending like updates, even if there's a change in the topology, or else if there is no change also, it will be changing, sending the updates. So it like increases the CPU router overhead also. It hampers network performance also. So that's why we're not using RIP as of now.
What is the maximum hop count in the RIP?
I think 15.
Okay. So EIGRP is which layer protocol?
EIGP layer 3.
And RIP is which layer protocol?
So RIP works under UDP 520.
So what is the protocol number of EIGRP?
88.
What is the differences between protocol number and port number?
So protocol number is something that's used to identify the main protocol that's carrying the packet. So port numbers are something that is used to specify the specific destination applications that we are using.
In the EIGRP, what is the criteria to form the neighborship?
It must be in the same autonomous system number, and it must be of hello timer, hold on timer, and all must match, and it must be in the same network.
Only that much?
Yeah, as of hello timer and hold on timer must match, and it must be
Must match means what? They should be equal.
Yeah.
Hold on timer and
yeah.
Hello timer.
Yeah, they must be equal. No, not like that. Hello timer is 5 seconds in EIGRP. That must match. Hello timer with hello timer, and hold on timer with hold on timer.
Okay, can we change that hello timer and hold on timer?
Yeah, I think we can, but I have not tried it. We can change it manually, I think.
Okay. And what are the K values in the EIGRP?
So there are 5 different K values in EIGRP. K1 for bandwidth, and K2 for reliability, and K3 for delay, and K5 is for MTU, and K4 is for load.
K5 what you told?
MTU, maximum transmission.
And do we have any reliability?
Yeah, reliability we have.
So what is the range? How will you identify that it is a reliable?
So I think 0 to 255. I think 255 is highly reliable.
Okay. So as you told that in the router is in the same AS, then it will form the neighborship.
Yeah.
If it is in different AS, then neighborship will not be formed.
Neighborship will not be formed with that particular. Neighborship will be formed with that particular AS number.
Mm-hmm.
So if they are both are from different AS number, neighborship will not be formed. But we can form the neighborship by using redistribution command. Both of the AS number must be from the same router.
Okay. Then tell me what is the ID value of internal EIGRP and external EIGRP?
Internal EIGRP is 90, and external is 170.
Okay. What is that successor and feasible successor in EIGRP?
So successor is something that shows us the best path to reach the destination network. So feasible successor is the backup path for the
How it is going to identify that this is a feasible successor?
Feasible successor, there's a condition to identify, advertised distance must be less than the feasible distance.
So what is that? Feasibility condition?
Yeah, feasibility. Advertised distance must be less than
Who gives that advertised distance?
Neighboring router.
Neighboring router.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say that in EIGRP, what happens that to reach a same destination,
Yeah.
it is going to have two paths.
Yeah.
And that two path is having same cost.
Yeah.
So what it will do?
If everything is same, then it will be
Cost is same.
Yeah.
To reach the same destination, multiple path is
Yeah.
there. So what it is going to do?
Load balancing.
Equal
Equal cost.
or
Equal cost load balancing.
If that EIGRP supports unequal load balancing also?
Yeah, it will support unequal load
How it
balancing
does that?
also. It has a variance ratio.
Mhm.
Default variance value is 1.
How to calculate variance?
I think the maximum FT divided by minimum FT.
Maximum FD?
Yeah, feasible distance that we are having, right? The best path and second best path that will be dividing ratio of that.
Okay, you check with that ratio.
Yes.
Okay. So in the OSPF, what is the concept of DR and BDR?
So DR and BDR is something that's used for management purpose. So DR will be the responsible for sending the updates and all. So BDR acts like a backup for that DR.
And how it is going to elect that?
So there's some process firstly that router ID and must be there, and after that it checks for the interface priority. By default it will be 1 only. So if that also same, then it will go and check the highest configured loop back address, and if that also same, then it will check for highest configured IP address.
That you are explaining about the router ID.
Yeah.
How router ID will be identified, correct?
No.
Because this is that you are explaining, that we can manually assign the router IDs. Can based on that highest IP address is configured on the loopback.
Yeah.
Or highest IP configured on the physical interface.
That's for router ID, and for this it will take interface priority and router ID. Maximum configured router ID.
Do we have any significant use of router ID in the case of EIGRP?
In the case of EIGRP, no, I think.
Why and how?
Like I have not used it as of now.
Okay. And in the OSPF?
OSPF will be using it like to elect the DR and BDR.
So when we configure EIGRP, we used to give command router, OSPF, and ASM.
Sir?
Router,
Yeah.
EIGRP,
Yeah.
and ASM.
Yeah.
In the case of OSPF, we configure router, OSPF, and process ID.
Yeah.
What is that process ID?
So process ID is something that's local to that particular router. So it doesn't have to match with any other processors. So it's basically done. OSPF can have like different processors. It is basically done to separate those processors. Like it's locally significant.
Process ID.
Yeah.
And what is that area concept?
So area concept is basically like a management process. Like in OSPF, we have backbone area, that's area 0.
Mhm.
So all the other, like if I have like area 2, 3 or something, all those areas cannot communicate with each other unless they are connected to area 0.
Okay, let's say there are some routers in the area 0.
Yeah.
And there are some router in area 1.
Yeah.
As well as there are some router in the area 2.
Yeah.
So router in area 1 and router in area 2 has been connected.
Yeah.
And the router in area 1 is connected with area 0. Now what do you think? The router of area 1 will communicate with area 2?
Like I did not get like we'll be having like backbone area.
Backbone area
Yeah.
we have, area 0.
Yeah.
Some of the router will be in area 0.
Yeah.
Some of the router will be in area 1.
Yeah.
But there is no direct connectivity between the router of area 2 to the area 0.
Yeah.
So what do you think, they will communicate or not?
By
Area
default,
2
they will-
and area 1.
No, by default they will not communicate. Area 2 and area 1. So that's like the main concept of OSPF. For any area to exchange the routes, it has to be done through the backbone area 0.
So it should be physical connectivity?
Yeah, like alternate path is there. We can create like virtual link.
Virtual links.
Yeah,
How?
the middle area we can make it as a transit area.
Middle area means what?
Like OSPF area 1 is there. Right?
Mm.
So area 1 is directly connected with area 0
Mm.
and area 2 is connected with area 1.
Mm.
So that area 1 part we can make it as a transit area and that will create the virtual ring between area 0 and area 2.
Mm.
That's how they will be communicating.
What is LSA types? How many LSA types are there in the OSPF?
As of now, I know like 7 types. Like I know 6 types. I don't know about LSA 6. From LSA 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 7 I know.
What is the use of summary LSA?
So summary LSA is something like it's a type 3. Like it is used to represent like the routes that we are receiving from the different area.
Okay. So BGP is which layer protocol?
So BGP works under TCP.
Which layer protocol it is?
TCP like maybe
Port number.
port number 179. TCP 179.
Okay. So in BGP, what is the use of IBGP and EBGP?
IBGP is something that we like use to communicate with the IBGP communication happens with single AS number.
Mhm.
So for EBGP communication happens with different AS number.
Okay. So let's say that in IBGP, we have certain routers,
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
On the router 1, we have a loopback IP,
Yeah.
1.1.1. So now that information,
Yeah.
whenever we advertise a network
Yeah.
information from the BGP routers,
Yeah.
so will that information will be exchanged from R2 to R3 or not?
It will be exchanged with R2, but it will not be exchanged with R3.
Why?
So in this we have something called as AS path. So mainly used for like loop prevention. So when the R1's loopback is there, right? When it's exchanged with R2, so all 3 of the routers are in ASN, like they are in single ASN. So this will assume that since this update is coming from that particular ASN, this guy also will be having that particular update. So that's why it will not share the route to that or R3.
So how like we want that it should say
Yeah.
what we have to do?
So we can make that middle router like route reflector.
So in route reflector, what concepts we have?
So the middle router will act as a route like server. So we don't have to configure anything for that. But for the other 2 routers is there, we have to make that as a route reflector clients.
What is client and non-client in reflector?
Client is something which will be sharing us the routes, and the routes which are sharing to us will be shared with other clients.
And what about configuration?
Configuration is similar to this route reflector only.
Similar?
Yeah.
What we do in that configuration?
Like I don't know exactly, but I just know like it's similar to this route reflector.
Okay. So in BGP, what is the use of weight in attributes?
So that path attributes I haven't gone through.
We are not going
Yeah.
to. Okay. What is the differences between layer 2 and layer 3 security?
So layer 2 security mainly focuses on like MAC addresses, like local networks. So layer 3 security is something that mainly focuses on like different networks.
And in the port security, what it does?
So in the port security, we'll be like attaching our MAC address to that particular port. So we can do it like in the static way, also in that sticky way also. So like we can have like 5 MAC addresses in there. So when we are trying to connect the 6th MAC address through that port, it will go into shutdown port.
How many violation modes are there?
There are 3 violation modes.
What are those?
So one is by default it's shutdown, and we have protect. So protect does like it does not generate any logs or something. So but restrict generates logs, but doesn't go into like error disable states and all.
Okay, so just it will ignore the packets.
Sir,
Just if it is not going into the error disable state, then how it ignores the packets?
it will not allow if that particular restrict will not allow. So but this protect will allow, like it's only for like monitoring purpose.
What is VLAN tagging?
So VLAN tagging is process of identifying. It is a unique identifier which is known as VLAN ID. So this gets added when a VLAN is traveling through the trunk port.
And what is the differences between ISL and 802.1q?
Sir,
What is the difference between ISL and 802.1q?
802.1q like ISL is something like maybe open standard, like 80.1q like maybe Cisco proprietary.
Please check that. Okay.
Okay.
And what is access port and trunk port?
So access port will be able to travel only one VLAN data. So trunk port will be able to travel like multiple VLAN datas.
So which one carries multiple VLAN information?
Trunk port.
So like for example, if we have configured the trunk of on one of the port, we have configured the trunk.
Yeah.
So will it automatically form other port also as a trunk?
So by default, yeah, by default TTP will be running. So that side will be dynamic auto.
So it is a Cisco proprietary or open standard DTP?
Cisco proprietary.
Okay. And in VTP,
Yeah.
what are the modes?
Like we have server mode, client mode, and transparent mode.
So differences?
So server mode is something that is able to configure, delete, and modify the VLANs. So client mode is something that is able to only apply the changes which is sent by the server. So transparent mode is something that we'll use in the middle. It will not even upload like any changes or something. It will just forward the updates.
Okay. So in tell me about that in STP. What is that BPDU?
So BPDU stands for Bridge Protocol Data Unit. That's exchange between the switches. Like during it is exchange like for every 2 seconds for configuring deciding bridge ID and all. It will be used BPDU packets.
What is PortFast?
PortFast is something that we'll use like when you are sure that you are connecting to like end user as a PC. So we don't have to like wait for HTTP process to finish. Like it takes like 50 seconds. So when you are making it for PortFast, it will eliminate that process, HTTP process.
And what if that BPDU card?
So BPDU guard is something that we'll be applying in PortFast only. Like if by miss we are like we change our mind and instead of PC we are connecting another switch. So it sends BPDU packets. So it will go to BPDU or error disable state. It will block the BPDUs.
And then why do we use BPDU filter?
Sir?
BPDU filter?
BPDU filter is something that we'll use on the switch so that we will not forward the BPDU packets.
Differences between BPDU guard and BPDU filter?
So guard is something that's used to stop the BPDU guards from receiving. So BPDU filter is something that we apply on the port in which we don't want to share like BPDU packets.
So in which it is going to put a port into error disable state? In guard or BPDU filter?
Guard.
And in filter what it will do?
Filter, it will not share BPDU packets.
So let's say that in a same subnet we have 2 DHCP servers.
Yeah.
So how we are going to manage that? And what will happen?
So like if we are taking like real server, we can manage it. Like if one is like a rogue server, we have a concept called as DHCP snooping. So we'll be creating a trust on that particular interface where we'll be having like real DHCP server. So other port cannot like access it, other server.
Okay. Types of ACL.
So we have two types of ACL, like standard ACL and extended ACL.
What is the differences?
So mainly standard ACL focuses only on the source address. So and extended focuses on like both source and destination. We can apply like different protocols and all.
So what is the difference between number and named ACL?
So like number and name number we have range like from for standard 0 to 99 and for 100, and for extend we have 101 to like 199 something. Now so when you are using
This is the range.
we have extended range also.
And number as that is.
Yeah, number. Yeah, we have extended range.
Hmm.
So like in the name mode, we'll be defining it with the name. So when we are defining with the name mode, it will create like a sequence. So when we don't have to delete like entire ACL, but when you are using like number mode, entire ACLs will be deleted. Rules will be deleted.
Okay, so can we like change the rules also? Rule numbers?
Yeah, we can change. Like we have
In which number or name?
so,
In number or in name? Where we can change that?
name.
Okay. So like what is that inbound traffic and outbound traffic?
Inbound traffic is something that's hitting if I have a router, inbound traffic is something that's coming to us. Outbound traffic is something that's going to leave from that particular interface.
So can we apply that ACL on both that interfaces at the same time, inbound and as well as outbound
Like per interface, we can apply per direction on ACL.
per direction?
Yeah.
Okay. So like it was good. You have answered approximately you have answered all the questions. But you have not mentioned the static. Please focus on the static.
Yeah, I
also.
was mentioning.
So it was good.
I have few questions.
Yeah.
So why we need to hire you?
Like I'm technical strong. Like
Okay.
basically I'm from mechanical background, but still when
Okay.
compared to like some friends and all, I'm like technically strong.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something like stands out for me.
Okay. So I have another question.
Yeah.
Okay. So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, like I'm not thinking about it for as of now.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.